3 mistakes I made as a beginner medical writer when I first started finding work. So the first one is picking a random number for my hourly rate. You can actually charge per project. So if you know that a project is going to take you maybe a few weeks, a few months, or maybe longer than that to complete, then try to think how much time that's going to take and how much money you would want for that. Base that on your expenses and your incomes, and also make sure that you actually account for tax. So if you're charging £25 an hour, remember that about 30% of that, or 40% even, depending on your country, is going to go straight to taxes. So make sure that you charge higher than you think, because you're a freelancer and you're working at a moment's notice. So you're not someone who is going to be there for a long time. You're there because maybe it's an emergency situation or they need more support on that particular project. So think about your hourly or project rate if you can, before you just pick a random number. The second thing is make sure that if you're applying for jobs, you have a named person that you can email or send a message to actually ask about the progress of the job application. So if you send out a job application and you don't hear anything back after 2 weeks, make sure you follow up and you have that named person that you can actually reach out to. So it's much easier to do this on places like LinkedIn, where you can see the person who's posted the job, or maybe going through a recruiter. The third thing is applying to jobs without a portfolio. So it took way too long for me to put a portfolio together, but it was so important to my success in finding clients as a medical writer. So if you are applying to a job for a specific type of writing, make sure you actually have that type of writing in your portfolio, because otherwise it's not going to be relevant and your application is going to get ignored. So if you're applying to work with someone who is really interested in social media medical writing, then make sure you have some samples in your portfolio, or only send them samples that have examples of your social media writing. And the last thing I want to mention is that if you are only applying for jobs, then you are missing out on the whole networking aspect of medical writing. So this is bonus tip number 4. Make sure you have some kind of social media presence, whether you are creating an Instagram account where you talk about what you do as a medical writer, you're posting testimonials, or maybe you are posting medical writing tips, or you're on LinkedIn and you're posting about work that you've recently done with clients, and again, testimonials or things that you've learnt, things that you like to read. Make sure that you actually have an active presence. Otherwise, it's going to be really difficult for people to connect with you, know who you are, and also it makes you stand out, because a lot of people are quite scared to put themselves out there. And so if you're one of those people that is really confident and talks about what they actually do, then you're more likely to get noticed by someone who is scrolling their feed looking for a medical writer. And also you save them the time to actually post and look for someone. So make sure that you're putting yourself out there. If you want to learn more about medical writing, then check out the link in my profile or in my bio, and I'll see you at the next video. Thank you for watching.